Okay, we're going to get started. 6:03. So what I was kind of talking about, if anybody saw the post about like why we can't keep our nutrition commitments to ourselves and like all the feels we get around that, I feel like when I can't, when I don't keep my nutrition, goals or promises or whatever they may be, habits that I want to work on, it's really doesn't come down to lack of motivation, lack of willpower, lack of self-worth, nothing like that. I really truly believe that it's a lack of planning. Like when I'm not keeping my goals to myself, like, you know what I say every day? And this might sound crazy. I'm going to eat breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Because a lot of times the lunch gets really gray because I'm home. And you would think that since I was home, lunch would be so easy, but it's actually not. If I'm not prepared for it, I end up kind of like picking around. Like maybe I'll have a carrot, maybe I'll have a rice cake, maybe I'll have a handful of tortilla chips. I kind of tiptoe around food. And therefore, I'm not really getting like the nutrition that my body needs. And so it kind of spirals, right? Because I can't, I truly also believe that if you skip a meal, you can't get that back. You just can't get that back. You're chasing it all day long. And so usually when I'm not keeping my nutrition goals that I want, when I'm not keeping those promises to myself, it's because I'm not prepared or I'm not lack of planning or something in that realm versus like I suck. So that's kind of what I wanted to talk about. And I wanted to talk about like when you guys, when you ladies, I should say, don't, follow through on the nutrition plans and goals you have for yourself. If you think about it, why is that? Is it because there's something better? Is it because you don't have something? Is it because you skipped a meal? Is it because XYZ? And what can we do to strategize ways in your life to solve that problem? I mean, I hear a lot, I'm so busy, I have a hard time planning. Oh, I meant to meal prep and I didn't, like all these things, but there's always ways around that, right? There's like more than one way to skin a cat, right? I don't know if that's really PC, but and so for instance, I didn't meal plan on Sunday because by God, I wanted to go out and do something with my friends. Like, right? We never get to do those things. Therefore, I didn't meal prep. Therefore, Monday was kind of a flop. Saturday, Tuesday, I had no lunch. Wednesday, I had to grab Chick-fil-A. Like, it kind of spirals, right? But what are some other ways we can food prep? So, those are the kind of things I'm talking about. So, I just kind of wanted to open it up and talk about the circumstances around when we don't follow through on our nutrition goals.
For me, it's
I'll
all
go.
of the above. Oh, go
Yeah,
ahead,
I agree.
Tika.
I was gonna agree. I agree totally. And it also is if unexpected temptations just show up, I have no willpower. That's willpower that I just don't have.
Mm-hmm. So my husband and I were talking about this particular call tonight, and I said, "You're my problem," because he gets a craving for pizza, or he gets a craving to go out, or and I'm trying to eat healthy, and the last few weeks have been very helpful. I mean, we did go to Chipotle last night. That was my decision. It was amazing. 1,000 calories, and you want to know what? It was worth every bite. But today I'm back on track. Just put that out there. But he's the big reason why I don't stay on track. And then hormones.
I hear what you're saying about husbands because this is true story, 100%. My husband had to run out of town last night. I mean, yesterday, and it was like a day trip. And on his way back, he stopped at this little market to just grab some water. And lo and behold, guess what else they had? Cinnamon rolls, chocolate chip cookies, coconut cream pies, like little servings. And so he came home with 2 cinnamon rolls, 2 chocolate chip cookies, a coconut cream pie, and I ate some. I could not say no. And it wasn't because I necessarily even wanted it. But thinking back about yesterday, I was running around. My day of food kind of sucked. I probably didn't eat enough. My water intake since I was running around was down. And so was like anything else to stop me from like saying like, actually, I'm satisfied. My body has what it needs. I actually can say no. And so sometimes it's a matter of like, yeah, we can blame our husbands and kids and all the things all we want, but like, have we, looking back, are we fueling ourselves properly? Do we have something else to eat? Because that's another thing. If I haven't made food and in pops a, no brand burger and fries, which in our town, that is like the greasiest, yummiest burger, right? I'm going to have the no brand fries because I have nothing else prepared. And hey, I'm hungry. And so kind of thinking about why we have no willpower around our husband, because I hate that word. You guys know I hate that word. I don't think it's willpower. I think it's like, did we fuel ourselves properly? Did we hydrate properly? Are we tired? Those kind of things. And so Julie, I just challenge you next time that kind of scenario happens, just think about your day. Like, did I eat enough? Did I fuel myself properly? Did I skip? Did I eat a bit enough breakfast?
It usually is, even for him, I think if he's eaten
100%.
If he's not eaten right, or we've been eating a lot more vegetables. I think it's really helped in the last few weeks, actually, because we used to go once a week for pizza and we haven't been, and or fast food, or even to lunch and stuff. So I think it's been helping that we have been eating better.
Totally.
Healthier options, at least. So, but yesterday, I mean, the day just got away from us, and we were so busy doing the garden and running around. And by the time dinner came around, we had stuff on thought and ready to make. It was just, I was tired and he was tired, and we're like, I'll just go to Chipotle and we'll just cook what we were going to have tonight, tomorrow. And that's what we did. So
yeah. And sometimes that's okay. I mean, Chipotle is not the end of the world. Natika, what I want to ask you is, do you have no willpower because you're not eating enough carbs? That's all. I'm just throwing that out there.
Is that a question or a statement, Leah? Because it sounded very much like a statement, and it's not one that I can deny.
And that's what I'm talking about. Is like, we feel like we don't have willpower to say no. But like, okay, I went to a naturopath yesterday, and we were talking about sugar cravings, and I was telling her that like that would be like in my nutritional world, like probably my biggest thing is like, I have a sweet tooth, and sometimes I'm okay, and sometimes I go off the handle. And she said, usually it's because you didn't eat enough during the day. That's probably one of the biggest reasons. And it was just like, yeah, totally. I agree. And so especially if you haven't eaten enough carbs, because remember we talked about last week, like if you want to actually burn fat for fuel, you have to have like 25 grams of carbs. And so if you're hovering not quite enough, not quite little enough, not enough, and your fat's over, you can't tap into that fat, yet you still don't have enough carbs to sustain your energy. And that right there will make you want to.
I just put it in chat, but my peanut butter craving is gone.
I know, that's interesting. What have you done differently?
Been eating enough calories.
Yeah, there you go.
So my calorie goal for me is 1750. And for the last, 4 or 5 days, I've been getting at least 1750, maybe a little under. And well, yesterday, way over. But I've been eating enough calories and enough combination of foods to get all the macros so that I'm not craving peanut butter anymore. I just realized it today.
Yeah, that's super cool. That is super cool. And so I can't stress being prepared enough. What are some reasons why you ladies like get unprepared? Like, what are some reasons? What are some things that you say like, oh, this came up and I couldn't do it? Like, what are some common things that like get in the way of preparing your food or planning your food?
Boredom. I think I'm just over the whole cooking. I hate it. I didn't hate it before COVID, but I hate it now. In my
Are you
next life, I'm marrying for money, and I'm going to have somebody who can cook for me.
I feel you.
This is foolishness.
I always say the best meal is the one I didn't have to make. Like,
Yes, I'm tired of it.
are you making
So,
it too complicated?
Leah, I throw some stuff in with some seasonal and call it a day. I'm sick of even doing that part. Like right now, I'm going to work tomorrow, so I'm standing here cooking myself breakfast, making sure I have lunch. So I'm going to go into the office fully prepared, but I'm sick of it. The cooking is just some shit. I'm just sick of it. And I think that's why every now and then, because I still do it, I just don't enjoy it. And I used to actually enjoy cooking, but it has become just too much. And I think that plays into me on a Sunday saying, "Nah, I'm not doing this today." Especially since I don't meal prep. So I don't cook 1,000 things on Sunday, and therefore we have food throughout the week. So I cook several times a week. So I don't necessarily have to cook on Sunday because I've probably cooked Friday and there's still food left.
Yeah. And do you kind of like meal prep at dinner? Like eat leftovers? Yeah, that's what I
Yep.
do. I do that too, because I don't want to take part of my Sunday
Yep.
if I don't want to do it.
The thought of that makes my feet hurt, my back hurt.
I want to do what I want to do on Sunday.
On Sunday, I got to work tomorrow. I want to relax.
Yeah, I agree. Well, I don't know what to say about that, Natika. I have a feeling
Natika, I'm
boys
the
try to-
opposite of you right now. I used to hate cooking, hate it, hate it, hate it. And so my husband would cook all the time, but now that I'm using the air fryer, like all the time, every day, at least once a day, I don't mind cooking anymore. I'm happy to make a meal because the air fryer does all the work for me.
I'm considering getting one. I'm actually considering getting one.
If you have a Costco membership, go get one. They're on sale right now.
My mom does, so I can go in. Yes. Yeah, I went to somebody's house Sunday and they cooked for us, and she threw some zucchini and squash in an air fryer. She had one with these racks, so she had like 4 racks of zucchini and squash cut long. It was delicious. 20 minutes, very little effort. I was like, okay, I might need to get one of those.
Yeah, I think you do. Get one with the pull-out basket. I know it doesn't have racks, but at least the ones with the pull-out basket, all you do is pull it out, put it in the sink, wash it, put it away. The ones with the rack, you have to like get in, clean it all like that, get the racks out. Like I that's when I returned mine.
She had both.
Oh, wow.
So she said she doesn't cut on her stove for anything.
Wow. And maybe that's what you need. Maybe you need a new method of cooking, right? Like,
yeah.
I like cooking and I like cooking new things. But when I run out of time, that's why I've like mastered the recipe of like the Instapot and all those things, because a lot of times today, I didn't take meat out till 4:30. And I told myself all day, like, I got to go get that meat out. I got to get something out. I got to get something out. So I procrastinated it. Right. And so that's one reason why I like the Instapot so much.
I have an Instapot, but I haven't used it yet.
A lot of people are scared of it. I've actually walked a couple people through it.
Well,
like, we have
a call coming up at some point here in the future. We'll do the Instapot. You can write that down. Instapot.
That's perfect. Because do you use the Instapot, Natika?
I have one. You walked me through it once, and that was the one and only time I used it.
You need to use it again because it's amazing. You can make so many good things, one pot things. Like one of my favorite things is curry chicken. Like it's one of my favorite things in the Instapot. It's so good. But I've also made like Korean beef in the Instapot. And literally these things are like this is what you do. You throw it in the Instant Pot. You just put all your there, done. It cooks for you. It's done. And that's sounds like it's right up your alley, and it tastes good. It's not like a crock pot that everything tastes the same.
I love a crock pot.
Oh, everything tastes
Is
like
that not crazy?
it is. But the Instant Pot is even easier because you don't necessarily have to plan ahead that far.
See, with the crock pot, you throw that stuff in there in the morning and walk away. When I get back, dinner is ready.
Yes.
And the house smells amazing usually.
Yes, that is true.
The Instant Pot doesn't give you that smell
No,
because it's cooking too daggone fast.
It is true. Which actually Instant Pot is going right now.
I use the crock pot too, but not nearly as much since we got the air fryer.
That's good to know.
If I learn how to use the Instant Pot, then I'll probably use the air fryer last.
Well, here's the cool thing. You've got your meat going in the Instant Pot. Maybe your potatoes in there with it. You got or you could have your potatoes in the air fryer, Instant Pot. Like, it's all easy. It's all easy.
That sounds like a plan to me. Especially since we're one of some of those people who forget to take things out the night before.
And you can put things in the Instant Pot frozen. I don't do that very often. I usually put it in a sink of warm water a little bit and let it kind of just thaw out a little bit. But you can put things in there frozen. Let's talk about if we don't get our water in. What are the reasons why we don't get our water in?
Didn't start early enough.
I'm ADHD. I forget to drink it.
Another reason I feel like is
Drinking other stuff.
It's empty. Oh, the water's like way over there. I'll get it in a minute. And then like 3 hours goes by and you still haven't gotten water when it's really just like 20 feet away, right? That's a reason why.
5 steps.
That is a reason. That happens to me a lot. And so sometimes what I like doing is filling up a couple water bottles at night. Like while I'm already in the kitchen, it seems like less work. And so I have my allotted amount of water that I want to drink for the day already ready. And so there's none of this, like I have to get up, walk over there. I have a water filter. It's slow. Like literally it's baby stuff. Dear Lord, my dogs.
They sound like little killers.
Oh my. They feed off each other. We got this Australian Shepherd that's supposed to be a mini, but we think it's a toy. We think it's a little weird looking. We're not really sure if it is what it's supposed to be.
But it's for the water. I love water. So the only times that I don't get enough water is if I don't start it right away. Like I drink my first 40 ounces of water before I can have anything else. And if I've missed that, then I'm stuck too late at night, too close to bed, trying to get it all in. And I don't want to wake up in the middle of the night.
Yes.
Or I'm going out drinking or something, and I did not get it done before I left the house.
I am a firm believer of getting a portion of your water done early because the same thing happens for me. And then I'm up like 3 times a night peeing, and then I didn't rest really. And yeah, I push that. And I also like to push the water before coffee.
I drink 12 ounces before I even leave. So I get up and go to the bathroom and I drink 12 ounces before I even leave the bathroom.
Oh,
good.
Wow.
No, that's good because that's 12 ounces that you wouldn't have had.
Well, if I don't do it, if I don't drink that cup of water before I leave the bathroom, I will not drink it when I get to by the time I get to the kitchen. I'll forget. So it's just become part of the habit.
Yeah.
Go to the bathroom, drink a whole cup of water, and then I don't take my medication until between 11 and noon. And so then I can drink another 12 ounces then. So it's just a routine that so there's 24 ounces right there.
Well, and the routine is important. And that's really what like the habits are based upon, is just getting a routine so that things become natural. Are we going to get thrown off our routine? Absolutely. All the time. But for the most part, we always gravitate back to that. And that is kind of like the basis of our nutrition and why we don't follow through with it. Sometimes it's not because we suck or lack of willpower or any of those other things. It's the routine gets thrown off, or the routine gets thrown off. We didn't prepare right. We didn't plan right. We ran out of something. We didn't have time. And so it's always just kind of at the end of the day, reflecting on the day and being like, what happened today? What happened when I did really good the day before? And what happened when I, blew it in my mind yesterday? And so it's just always about reevaluating, learning, thinking back, not beating ourselves up, not calling ourselves names, any of that stuff, because that's pointless, right? That's not going to help. And so that's my firm belief on, and it goes for anything. This is kind of like based off the Sunday call. Like, why don't we follow through? Why, when we want something for ourselves so bad, do we not follow through? It's not because we suck. It's just because we haven't planned properly. Because if you think about the successful days, you've probably planned and prepared.
That's true.
I know it's true for me. So anything else before we go? Crickets.
Not that I can think of. I've had a really good day today, so I'm happy.
Good. I tap dance around food a little bit again today.
I did too. I didn't. I skipped breakfast.
I've been I had a pretty good day today. I've been been back in the office. We rotate 2 days and 3 days in the office. I've been drinking like a protein shake in the morning because I'm just not hungry for food necessarily until about like 10 or 11. So I'll drink a protein shake, and then I'll have a Fitme plate for lunch. So whether I bring it with me or typically I go to Kava and get one of their greens and grains bowl. And that'll be my breakfast and lunch because it's pretty large. So I'll do that. But I went to CrossFit today, and it was more of a cardio workout. So it was a 20-minute AMRAP with every 5 minutes you did 1,000 meters on a bike, then 80 single unders, and then you finished out on the rower until the 5-minute mark again. You start all over. So it was a lot of cardio, and I did fine there. But the next one was like an ab workout. Oh my God, I got the worst stomach cramps of my life. Like, I got dizzy. The cramps were so bad.
Wow.
Yeah, it was like in the coach, who's the owner, he's like, "You are right." I'm like, "No," like I have never gotten cramps like this in my life. Like I was like doubled over.
Why was that though? Was it because of lack of water or something?
I drank yesterday, the day before. I've been drinking on average anywhere from 60 to 100 ounces of water all week. He said he thinks it might be because I haven't really been there that much. So I haven't been working out that hard. I was there on Monday, but that was the first time in like over a week, I believe, that I had been there. But when I say like stomach cramps, like
muscular,
like I mean like bad,
digestive?
like contractions.
Wow, that's interesting.
Yeah, and so I couldn't even do the second half. He was like, "Stop." I did one round of the 3. He told me to stop working out because I was like, felt like I was about to pass out. That's how bad the cramps were.
Interesting.
So I don't know if it had anything to do with my nutrition for the day. Like I had the protein shake in the morning, and then I had the half of the greens and grains bowl, which had white roasted sweet potato, roasted veggies, and chicken. The chicken's a little light. I don't know how Kava gets away with counting roasted veggies as protein, but they do. So I think it might have been light on the protein, but
well, it's cheaper.
yeah.
Maybe it was just, are you getting enough electrolytes in? Like maybe trying like a noon tablet or something, once a day or something like that. Enough magnesium.
Yeah, that's the first time it's happened like to that. Like I get cramps, regularly sometimes. And usually because I can say, "Oh, I didn't drink enough water today." But today was bad. Like I'm not one to cry for pain, but the tears were about to come.
Interesting.
Nicole, I put this in my water before I go to CrossFit. So you might want to consider it.
Yeah, might want to just try that, and see if it helps. When I was at the naturopath yesterday, not
Doesn't
that I'm
have
a
too much.
doctor or anything, I was telling her that I've been getting really bad feet cramps. Like the kind that like you actually physically have to like put your feet back. And she said, that sounds like you probably need some magnesium. But I was like, I can't take magnesium because magnesium F's up my stomach. But it's not the citrate. It's the other kind, the maltrate. I'm not really sure. I'd have to look it up.
Yeah, I take magnesium supplements.
Oh, well, that's good. Oh, that's good.
Yeah, I have to because of my thyroid. I take magnesium, vitamin D, iron, and calcium.
Well, that's good. One thing I thought about when you said that you had to go into the office a couple days a week or every other day, is I find that happens a lot for people is when they have to go into the office and they have long gaps of time that they can't eat, that they just deal with, right? But being a little prepared and planned for that, and maybe having bigger breakfasts and then having something prepared that's a little bit bigger, so you make up those calories in the end and you don't find yourself getting starving, is another way to kind of stay on track. Because when I do that and I can't eat, then of course I want to eat the whole fridge down when I finally get to food. And so that's another thing, is like thinking about your schedule, and if your day-to-day changes, sometimes you have to change your like food plan to go along with that.
True. Okay.
I'm not saying that you are, Nicole. It just reminded me that
I don't find myself hungry during the day. Like it's probably nerves and stress and anxiety keeping me from getting too hungry when I'm at work. But I usually drink my protein shake, and then around I'll say around 12 and 1, I'll start to say, oh, I need to go get something. And then that'll last me until I get home, at 5 or 6.
And that's appropriate hunger times, I think, if like you're eating solid plates.
Yeah, I try to get a Fitme plate for lunch, if nothing else. So
that's good. That's another thing. When I don't eat Fitme plates, I also tend to like get the not follow through on my goals, because I'm not giving myself what it needs. I'm not giving myself a fat, or I'm not giving myself enough carb or something like that. So, all right, ladies. I guess that's it, unless anybody has anything else they want to say.
Add a snack before your workouts, Nicole. That's what I had to do. A snack, 1 hour before my workout.
Okay.
If it's a heavy cardio one, I had to add a carby snack before my workout, or I was getting migraines.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah.
That might be it. I ate probably about 2.5 or if not 3 hours before I worked out. So.
And it's nothing heavy. I'll eat a couple of clementines. I'll eat a banana and some peanut butter. Nothing heavy. But an hour before my workout, I gotta eat something, or I'm gonna end up with a headache. So maybe that'll help with your stomach.
Thank you. I'll take a look at that.
All right, ladies. So again, if anybody has anything they want to talk about next week, just let me know. And I will see you next week. I'll see you before next week.
Thanks, Leah.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Bye, ladies.
Thank you. Have a good one.